Peace, love and light, you all. I'm back with another reading of Tabitha Brown's book, Feeding the Soul, because it's my business, finding our way to joy, love, and freedom by the amazing Tabitha Brown. So we are now in part 2 of the book, Have the Most Amazing Day. Part 1 of the book was called That's Your Business, and I'll just give a quick rundown of the names of the chapters. So we had Your Gifts, Your Business, You Have to Fix It First, Everyone Can't Go. That was a powerful chapter. Chapter 4 was I Changed My Mind and That's Okay. Number 5 was My Personal Prescription. And Chapter 6 was Everyday Living Might Be Your Launching. That one and Everyone Can't Go was 2 of my favorite chapters, because it basically was just letting you know that sometimes people in your life, even the ones that support you, that love you, your spouse, your family, they ain't gonna see the vision. And it's not that they don't want to support you. Some of them don't and won't. Some of them can't because they're not in that same mental space as you, so they don't have the same type of energy towards it. And then that everyday living might be a launch, and you just being you being your authentic self sometimes is enough. And especially in this age of technology and social media, we have so many outlets to express ourselves, and people can like it, people can dislike it. So yeah, let me get into part 2 though. So now we're in part 2, Have the Most Amazing Day. Chapter 7, No Shame in Putting Yourself First, Out of Feeding the Soul, because that's my business, by Tabitha Brown. No shame in putting yourself first. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. That's a quote by Audre Lorde. The first rule of getting too happy, of reclaiming your joy, is to put yourself first. I know. That's easier said than done, Tab. But how about this? Start today. Just one day. Don't worry about next week or next month. Today, do something to put yourself first. Decide to do what makes you happy. If you don't know what that is, take a pair of seconds to figure it out. This one day, I want you to do what makes you happy and see how that feels. Embrace that thing. Walk around in it. But here's the catch. Do not ever apologize for it. You should never apologize for trying to find your happiness. I had to really learn to do all of that. And I continue to remind myself that it is a necessary part of living a free life. There's always something that will intercept your decision. If you have a family, there will inevitably be some guilt lurking around your heart when you start taking back some of your time and energy. Don't buy into it. Of course, we have responsibilities in our home that we must attend to. If you have a partner or children, I'm certainly not suggesting you neglect them. But you also cannot neglect your own self. Filling your own cup means you'll have more than enough to pour out to those you love. But too often, we do that, right? And then we find ourselves frustrated and angry, lashing out at our family when it is really up to us to set boundaries and create moments for ourselves. 2 months into our first year in Los Angeles, I was working at Macy's while trying to pursue my acting career. I was hustling, going to auditions on my lunch breaks and scheduling photo shoots or small gigs whenever I could. Sometimes on Saturdays, I'd take an actor's workshop in order to gather more tools and study the craft. But the way it works here in LA, some of the best studying happens in the evenings during the week. There was one class in particular that I wanted to take, but it was on Monday nights from 7 to 10 p.m. I got off work at 6, so that meant on this one day, my husband and 4-year-old daughter would not see me except early in the morning and late at night. I felt so bad about this. I kept thinking, if I go to this class on Monday nights, I'm not going to be home to cook for my family. I'm not going to be there to put my daughter to bed. And the real, yes, I really didn't know how I could do both and make everybody happy. That was my first mistake. There are times when putting yourself first is not going to keep everybody happy all the time. I had to wake up one day and say, girl, wait a minute now. You'd have moved all the way to Los Angeles to pursue a dream. What you're not going to do is let this guilt stop you from studying the craft you moved here to pursue. It's a few hours on a Monday night. Your husband will be okay. Your daughter will be okay. They're not going to starve. If you need to, you can cook enough food on Sunday night that they can have leftovers for Monday. Or here's a thought, your husband can fix them something to eat. Go to that acting class. Yes, I had to have a whole conversation with myself. It takes that sometimes. Beat back those voices that are rooted in fear and insecurity quickly. And of course, everyone wasn't happy. Chance was angry at first. He said, "What do you mean? You're going to be gone from 7 to 10 on Mondays?" To be clear, it wasn't that he didn't support me, but he was used to me being able to do everything always. He was used to me being home when I wasn't at work, cooking and cleaning, doing all the traditional things we've been taught, even after working a full day. He was spoiled. I did that. I remember my mama told me when I got married, "I'm going to tell you this. Don't start nothing you don't want to maintain because they will always expect it." At the time, I thought, "You don't know what you're talking about, mama." Boy, did she ever. At first, I felt like maybe I shouldn't take the class. If Chance didn't want me to go, then maybe it wasn't time yet. But deep down, I knew better. I had come to LA to pursue acting. Yes, I am talented, but just like anything else, the more you work at the craft, the more you sharpen the tools, the better and sharper you get. Not to mention the networking that is an absolute requirement in this town. Sure, I had spoiled my family before, but that didn't mean they couldn't learn a new way of doing things. Another thought took over. Girl, no ma'am. How he feels ain't your problem. You have to do this for you. I bet that's a tough position to be in. To be married and having to consider your partner's feelings. And like she said, I done started something that I'm not about to probably keep up because I want to pursue my own dreams. So a little bit of backstory about Tabitha Brown. Her and her husband are from out here in North Carolina, in the Eden, North Carolina area. And she moved once before. And then her husband, before they, I think this was prior to them being married. I think they were still dating. He told her to come back to North Carolina to build, stack their dough and stuff. And so they did that, and they moved back out to LA. So I could see, like, yeah, I'm not just out here to just be out here. I could be back home in North Carolina, somewhere comfortable, working a comfortable job, doing stuff out there. But she had a dream of being an actress and doing her comedy. So I could see how, her traditionalism could get her tripped up. Very good, Tab. Very good advice you're giving the people here. So, girl, no ma'am. How he feels ain't your problem. You have to do this for you. So, with all the love and respect in my heart, I said, "Hey, babe, I gotta do this." And I did. The first couple of classes were so exciting, but I was also a little nervous about coming home those days. Would everything fall apart while I was gone? Would my husband stay mad at me forever? No and no. Everybody got over it. It actually became our new normal. The lesson is that lesson is the one I share with you, honey. When you want to do something for you, go right on ahead. Do it because you deserve it, and don't feel guilty about it. Putting yourself first is not selfish. It's actually one of the most rewarding things you can ever do. And guess what? Everybody will just have to deal with it. That's their business, especially if they are people outside your immediate family. What those people think about you, their comments and concerns about the decisions you've made for yourself ain't none of your business. Of course, be considerate, be loving, be respectful, but then handle your business and move on. Don't let guilt stop you. Don't let fear, that ugly what if, stop you. Put yourself first. Do something great for yourself today. Then do it again tomorrow. TSA stands for Tab Service Announcement. Be open to encouraging somebody else today because, honey, I tell you this. When we encourage others, we really encouraging ourselves. When we love on somebody else, we are loving ourselves. Be open to giving love as well as receiving it. How do you do that, Tab? Well, you have to start with filling yourself up with love and encouragement so you can give it out. Find a mirror and encourage yourself. When I used to work the night shift in a nursing home, it was nothing for me to go into the bathroom, stand in front of the mirror, and have a little conversation with myself. And when I came out, after filling myself up with love, I had so much of it to give to the people I was serving. It truly is how do you say this word? Cyclical thing. Like a cycle, like I can't say that word. Cyclical thing. Give people love and they will give you love back. Then you fill up on that love and give it back to them. It's going to be some haters out in the streets too, but the love shall prevail. Then she drops a little recipe for some vegan Carne Asada Jackfruit tacos. Let me graze over it real quick because I think I tried to make these ones and they didn't come out too hot. What do you know about Jackfruit, that is. Mexican food is one of my favorites. When I went vegan, I didn't want to miss out on it. Then I discovered jackfruit and have been rocking with Jack ever since. When I have that craving for Mexican food, jackfruit is my go-to. So you use a can of jackfruit in water or brine, drain and rinse off really good. Okay, a little seasoning, tortillas. Okay. Um, and then I love how she wrote this, because one of my pullbacks of not coming out with a recipe book yet, for those that don't know, I cook vegan food in the community as well, and sell plates, and people have asked for different recipes and stuff, and I don't measure, and Tab don't measure neither. And so I see here in her directions, she's telling you what to do. Put the jackfruit in the pan, make sure the pieces are broken down real good. Season the jackfruit with the Carne Asada seasoning, lemon pepper, garlic pepper, and lemon juice. And in the parentheses, she got, y'all gonna stop worrying me about these measurements, you hear? Tell them, Tab. Look, you just gotta go with the spirit, honey. So that's the end of that chapter. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna upload this onto my YouTube channel. I also have an Instagram page called Storytime_with_Moremy, Moremy. But yeah, if you go on YouTube and type in Morgan Myers, you will see a red logo with a yellow M inside of it, and I'm uploading all of my lives, my AM devotionals, my readings, and all of that, if you need to get caught up, if you can't find it here on Facebook. So thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all have a great day. If you have not already woken up, drink water, stretched, went over your goals and affirmations, did some prayer and meditation, moisturize, make sure you do that, because self-care, self-love, you matter. All right, I hope y'all have a great day. Peace.